Welcome to Turkey. More than 7,000 years before the Roman Empire, before the Great Wall, even before writing existed, people came to this land we now call Turkey to build something the world had never seen. A temple so ancient, it rewrote human history. Massive stones, perfectly arranged, carved with mysterious symbols we still don't fully understand. No wheels, no metal, no cities, just mystery. And that was only the beginning, because this land didn't just witness history, it shaped it. It's where empires rose and fell. Gods were worshipped, and secrets were buried deep beneath the earth, still waiting to be uncovered. From the sacred site of Göbekli Tepe to the splendor of Ephesus and the underground cities of Cappadocia, Turkey is not just a country, it's a living museum of civilizations. It's where East meets West, where myths were born, and where the echoes of the past still whisper through every stone. Here, you can walk where Alexander the Great marched, stand where Constantinople once ruled, and touch the ruins of a world that still shapes us today. Stay close. What we're about to explore may change the way you see this place forever. Istanbul, where East meets West. Istanbul is a city like no other, a living bridge between two continents, stretching across both Europe and Asia, divided by the shimmering Bosphorus Strait. It's the largest city in Turkey and the most populous in Europe, home to over 15 million people. But its story began long ago, founded as Byzantium in 660 BCE by Greek settlers. It later became known as Constantinople, after Emperor Constantine the Great made it the capital of the Roman Empire in 330 CE. For over 1,600 years, Constantinople served as the heart of powerful empires, Roman, Byzantine, and Ottoman. One of its most iconic landmarks, the Hagia Sophia, stood as the world's largest cathedral for nearly 1,000 years, before becoming a mosque after the Ottomans captured the city in 1453. After their conquest, the city was renamed Istanbul, becoming a vibrant center of the Islamic world. Today, Istanbul blends the ancient and the modern, where historic treasures like Topkapi Palace, the Grand Bazaar, and the Blue Mosque sit beside modern cafes, galleries, and bustling shopping streets. Its architecture, food, and traditions still carry the echoes of Christian, Byzantine, and Islamic influence. Every stone, every alleyway tells a story, because Istanbul is more than a city. It's a world of its own. Lake Tuz, Turkey's shimmering salt desert. At first glance, it may look like snow, but what you're seeing is pure salt. This is Lake Tuz, one of the largest salt lakes in the world and the second largest lake in Turkey. Located in central Anatolia, not far from major cities like Ankara and Konya, the lake is incredibly shallow, just about 1 foot deep for most of the year. During summer, it dries up completely, transforming into a vast, gleaming salt flat that stretches to the horizon. Three major salt mines here produce over half of the salt used across Turkey, making Lake Tuz vital not just for tourism, but also for the country's industry. The lake lies in an ancient geological basin formed millions of years ago by tectonic shifts. Its dry climate and low rainfall give the area a desert-like appearance, making the blinding white surface feel otherworldly. Despite threats from climate change and water mismanagement, Lake Tuz continues to draw visitors from around the globe, each captivated by its surreal, silent beauty. The Blue Mosque, a sultan's bold dream. Did you know that the Blue Mosque, a symbol of Ottoman grandeur, was once considered a risky gamble? In the early 1600s, Sultan Ahmed I defied political pressure and financial hardship to pursue his vision of building a monumental mosque. At the time, many believed such grand structures should only be funded through victories in war, not from the empire's treasury. Religious scholars objected, protests stirred, but Sultan Ahmed remained determined. He chose a daring location, directly beside the Hagia Sophia, with one goal in mind: to create a structure that could rival its majesty. Construction began in 1609, and despite intense challenges, the mosque was completed by 1617. What emerged was more than a building. It was a bold statement of faith, vision, and architectural excellence. With its cascading domes, towering minarets, and mesmerizing blue Iznik tiles, the Blue Mosque radiates both serenity and splendor. Today, it remains one of Istanbul's most iconic landmarks, drawing millions from around the world. Pamukkale, Turkey's cotton castle. Pamukkale, meaning cotton castle in Turkish, is one of the most stunning natural wonders in southwestern Turkey, located in the Denizli province. This breathtaking site is known for its snowy white travertine terraces, formed by mineral-rich thermal spring waters flowing down the mountainside. From a distance, the gleaming limestone shelves look like a frozen waterfall or a hillside of cotton. Visible even from the nearby town of Denizli, 20 kilometers away. For centuries, people have journeyed here to bathe in Pamukkale's healing hot springs. A tradition dating back to classical antiquity. The name reflects the chalk-white surface shaped over thousands of years by calcium deposits from 17 natural hot springs. These springs, with temperatures ranging from 35 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius, drip slowly over the terraces, creating clear pools and a mesmerizing landscape. Each layer tells a geological story of water, time, and transformation. In 1988, Pamukkale, along with the nearby ancient ruins of Hierapolis, was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site, honoring both its natural beauty and historical significance. Cappadocia Castle, the island of silent guardians. They say pirates once roamed these shores, and this castle was built to stop them. Cappadocia Castle stands proudly on a small island just off the coast, connected to the mainland by a narrow stone causeway. Locals call it Pigeon Island, and it's one of the town's most iconic and beloved landmarks. Originally constructed in the 13th century, the castle was later expanded by the Ottomans in the 1800s to defend against threats from the Aegean Sea. Thick stone walls still wrap around the island, and old cannons remain in place, silent sentinels of a bygone era. Inside, shaded walking paths lead to hidden corners filled with blooming flowers and sweeping views of Cappadocia's shimmering blue bay. Though small in size, the island overflows with charm. The salty sea breeze, the sound of waves, and a sense of calm that feels untouched by time. From the harbor, the castle looks like it's floating, and when the sun sets, the whole island glows gold. A perfect place for a peaceful, timeless stroll. Where two seas embrace. And once you see the colors, you just might believe it. Marmaris, a stunning coastal town, sits at the meeting point of the Aegean and Mediterranean seas, where turquoise waves kiss pine-covered hills, and time seems to slow. Once a humble fishing village, Marmaris has a long and storied past. It even caught the eye of Alexander the Great. Today, its charm lies in the contrast between tranquil beauty and vibrant energy. Down by the marina, the scene comes alive. Luxury yachts, music, and the irresistible scent of grilled seafood floating in the warm sea air. For those seeking escape, a short boat ride reveals quiet bays and secret coves, perfect for swimming, exploring, or watching the sun melt into the horizon. This is the kind of place where one day melts into the next. And no matter how long you stay, Marmaris will always make you want just one more day. Mardin, a city carved from stone and story. Mardin is a breathtaking city in southeastern Turkey, perched on the side of a rocky hill. At its summit stands an ancient stone fortress, silently watching over the city for centuries. The homes here cascade down the slope in orderly rows, all built from the same golden yellow stone, giving the entire city a warm, sunlit glow. Many of the buildings date back to medieval times. And because the old town is protected by UNESCO, no new construction is allowed to disrupt its historic charm. Mardin has been a cultural crossroads for generations, home to Kurds, Arabs, Assyrians, and Armenians. And you can feel this rich blend in the streets, the food, and the traditions. In earlier centuries, it was ruled by empires like the Artukids, who built many of the mosques and madrasas that still stand today. Later, it became part of the Ottoman Empire, a period marked largely by peace. But Mardin also faced sorrow, especially during World War I, when many Assyrians and Armenians were displaced or lost their lives in the tragic upheavals of the time. Even with its complex past, Mardin endures, a city that has preserved its soul through centuries of change, standing as a symbol of resilience, culture, and quiet beauty. Akdamar Island, where legends live on the water. Imagine an island where history and legend intertwine. This is Akdamar Island, resting peacefully in the heart of Lake Van, eastern Turkey. This remote island is home to the beautiful 10th century Armenian Holy Cross Cathedral and a love story that has endured through the ages. According to legend, Princess Tamar once lived on the island and fell in love with a young man from the mainland. Each night, he would swim across the dark waters, guided only by a light she placed on the shore. But one night her father extinguished the light and the young man lost his way. He drowned, and as the story goes, his final cry, "Ah, Tamar," echoed across the lake, giving the island its name. Akdamar. Beyond the legend, the island holds deep historical roots. In the 10th century, King Gagik I of the Armenian kingdom built a grand palace, gardens and the cathedral, turning Akdamar into a cultural and spiritual center of its time. Today, Akdamar Island is a hidden gem, a place where ancient architecture, enduring myth and breathtaking views come together. It's a destination that captures the heart as much as the eye. Ishak Pasha. More than 300 years ago, in the remote highlands of eastern Turkey, a palace was built that defied both time and geography. Ishak Pasha Palace, rising from a plateau near the Turkish-Iranian border, stands at the crossroads of the ancient Silk Road. A place where history once moved on camelback and whispers of empire lingered in the wind. Construction began in 1685 by Cholak Abdi Pasha and was completed in 1784 by his descendant, Ishak Pasha. What they created was a masterpiece, a palace blending Anatolian, Iranian, Mesopotamian, Ottoman, and even Western influences, all in one breathtaking design. Its domes, courtyards, and carved stone facades reflect the architectural brilliance of the post-classical Ottoman period. Despite enduring earthquakes, war, and centuries of wear, the palace still stands, resilient and awe-inspiring. By 1937, much of its stone had been repurposed for local construction. Yet, in the 20th century, restoration efforts brought it back to life, preserving a structure that feels as much like a work of art as it does a fortress. Today, Ishak Pasha Palace is listed on UNESCO's tentative World Heritage List, a testament to its cultural, architectural, and historical significance. The fairy chimneys of Cappadocia, nature's sculpted magic. Did you know that millions of years ago, a volcanic eruption created something that looks like it belongs in a fairy tale? These towering rock formations, known as fairy chimneys, weren't crafted by magic, but carved by nature over millennia. The eruption blanketed the region in volcanic ash, which eventually hardened into a soft, porous rock called tuff. Over time, wind and water eroded the tuff, leaving behind slender stone spires, some rising more than 130 feet high. Topping many of these chimneys are caps of harder basalt, which erode more slowly, creating their iconic mushroom-shaped crowns. But these formations are more than geological wonders. They're also a window into human resilience and ingenuity. Centuries ago, ancient Christians, fleeing Roman persecution, dug into the soft rock to create entire underground cities, like those in Kaymakla and Derinkuyu. These subterranean labyrinths could shelter thousands of people, complete with ventilation shafts, food storage, and places of worship. Today, these hidden worlds are part of a UNESCO World Heritage Site, celebrated as one of the most extraordinary cave-dwelling complexes on Earth. A landscape shaped by fire, wind, and human hands, the fairy chimneys of Cappadocia truly feel like something from another world. Cache. A timeless gem by the sea, tucked between the mountains and the Mediterranean, Cache is one of Turkey's most enchanting hidden gems, a place where history whispers and the sea sparkles. This charming town spills down a hillside toward crystal-clear waters, surrounded by pine-covered mountains and endless views of blue. Though the area has been settled since the Stone Age, Cache was founded by the ancient Lycians and was once called Habessos. Later, under Roman rule, it became known as Antiphelos, a bustling port city. Today, you can still walk among Lycian tombs and scattered ruins that echo the passage of empires. In the Middle Ages, Cache was ruled by the Seljuks, followed by the Ottomans. In 1923, during the population exchange between Greece and Turkey, the town's Greek community departed, leaving behind traces of a shared past. Tourism began to flourish in the 1990s, especially with visitors from the UK and Germany, drawn by its laid-back charm and natural beauty. Nearby farms thrive under the sun, growing lemons, bananas, and even flowers year-round. Cache is a place where the past and present meet beneath the Mediterranean sky, a tranquil escape that feels like home, even if it's your first visit. Patara Beach, nature's golden frontier. Stretching over 18 kilometers long and 1,500 meters wide, Patara Beach is one of Turkey's most untouched coastlines, vast, wild, and completely free of hotels. This isn't just a beautiful beach, it's a protected natural wonder, full of surprises. Soft sand dunes rise like golden desert hills, shaped by the wind and glowing under the setting sun. Even in the height of summer, The beach is so expansive and quiet that you can always find your own peaceful corner. Waves roll in with a soothing rhythm, and on breezy days, windsurfers cut across the sea like dancers in motion. If you're lucky, you might witness a magical moment. Tiny baby turtles emerging from the sand to begin their first journey toward the ocean. And when the sun sinks behind the hills, Patara turns gold, bathed in a dreamlike light that feels like stepping into another world. Gümüşlük, the hidden soul of the Aegean, nestled along Turkey's Aegean coast. Gümüşlük is a hidden gem that offers more than just stunning views. It offers stillness, history, and soul. Built upon the ancient ruins of the city of Mindos, this peaceful seaside village is steeped in stories that stretch back thousands of years. As you wade through knee-deep water between two tranquil bays, you can see the submerged remains of ancient buildings beneath the surface, silent remnants of a long-lost world. One of the highlights here is Rabbit Island, Cappadocia, where you can explore fragments of ancient architecture while soaking in the breathtaking view of Gümüşlük Cove. The surrounding hillsides are protected from modern development, helping the village preserve its natural charm and quiet authenticity. Unlike many tourist-heavy destinations, Gümüşlük has not been overrun by construction, giving it a timeless, unspoiled atmosphere. With a serene beach, crystal-clear waters, and the peaceful rhythm of village life, Gümüşlük remains one of the last true sanctuaries along the Turkish coast. Blue Lagoon, Uludeniz's peaceful paradise. These are waters where the noise of the world feels miles away, where stillness and serenity flow as effortlessly as the tide. For many, Uludeniz's Blue Lagoon is the ultimate escape, a place to relax, recharge, and reconnect with nature in its purest form. Tucked in the heart of Turkey's Muğla province, this hidden gem lies just 13 kilometers from the vibrant town of Fethi, easily accessible with a quick dolmuş ride. Unlike crowded tourist hotspots, Uludeniz offers a calm, peaceful environment, free from noisy clubs and overflowing promenades. Visitors come not just for the beauty, but for the tranquility that wraps around you as you walk along its pristine shores. Towering mountains form a natural barrier, protecting the lagoon from the hustle of the outside world, creating a sanctuary where time slows down. And for those seeking a touch of adventure, paragliding from nearby Babadağ Mountain offers a view so breathtaking, it feels as though you're floating above a dream. Taza Canyon, Antalya's hidden wonder. What if I told you there's a place in Antalya that rivals the world's most famous natural wonders, yet few have even heard of it? Taza Canyon, tucked deep within the heart of southern Turkey, might just change the way you think about undiscovered beauty. Often called the Grand Canyon of Antalya, this comparison only scratches the surface. Taza Canyon holds its own unique magic, raw, wild, and quietly majestic. Located within the stunning Köprülü Canyon National Park, it offers a landscape that feels almost untouched by modern tourism. Towering cliffs, deep ravines, and crystal-clear mountain streams create a paradise for nature, lovers, hikers, and dreamers alike. While most visitors come to Antalya for its beaches and ancient ruins, those who venture off the beaten path to Taza Canyon are rewarded with silence, solitude, and breathtaking views. Thanks to a viral commercial in 2019, this natural marvel has started to gain attention, but it remains one of Antalya's best-kept secrets. If you're seeking escape, clarity, and connection with the earth itself, Taza Canyon is waiting, a powerful symbol of what happens when people fight to protect what matters most. Alanya, a seaside jewel of southern Turkey. Alanya is a stunning beach town on Turkey's southern coast, nestled between the Mediterranean Sea and the majestic Taurus Mountains. With a history stretching back thousands of years, it has been home to many great civilizations, including the Romans, Byzantines, and Ottomans. Among its most iconic landmarks are the Red Tower and the Alanya Castle, both built by the Seljuks during their 13th century rule. Alanya's warm Mediterranean climate draws visitors from around the world, offering golden beaches, crystal-clear waters, and a calendar full of vibrant festivals. Yet beneath its relaxed seaside charm lies a rich archaeological heritage, with evidence of human activity dating back as far as 20,000 BC. Wander through Alanya's old city, and you'll find narrow cobblestone streets, ancient stone buildings, and a deep sense of character shaped by centuries of history. In recent years, Alanya has become not only a tourist favorite, but also a thriving hub for international residents and property buyers, drawn by its beauty, lifestyle, and timeless appeal. Sumala Monastery, faith on the edge of heaven. Perched nearly 4,000 feet above sea level, Sumala Monastery clings to a cliffside like a bird's nest in the lush Pontic mountains of northern Turkey. Legend says 2 Athenian monks founded the monastery in the 4th century, guided by a vision of the Virgin Mary. Over the centuries, it was protected by both Byzantine emperors and Ottoman sultans, surviving storms, invasions, and time itself. After years of closure, the monastery reopened in 2019, once again welcoming pilgrims and travelers to its almost mystical perch. There are no roads to its doors, only a path through pine forests and crisp mountain air, leading to one of Turkey's most sacred and awe-inspiring places. Midyat, a crossroads of civilizations. Located in Mardin province, Midyat is a town rich in history and cultural depth. Once a Syriac Christian stronghold, it was home to Orthodox, Catholic, and Protestant communities. Today, it hosts Kurds, Malami Arabs, Assyrians, and others. Ancient Assyrian tablets mention the city as Matiate as early as the 9th century BC, and even King Ashur-nasirpal II is said to have passed through during military campaigns. At its peak, Midyat may have supported a population of 70,000. But the town also witnessed tragedy. During the Assyrian genocide of the early 20th century, many local Christians were killed or displaced. Today, Midyat remains a symbol of cultural resilience, a place where ancient stones still echo with the voices of many civilizations. Safranbolu, where time stands still. If you crave authenticity, Safranbolu is a town where history hasn't just been preserved, it's still lived. Located in Turkey's Black Sea region, Safranbolu is famed for its Ottoman architecture, with more than 1,000 historic buildings scattered through narrow, cobbled streets. Its name comes from saffron and the Greek word polis, meaning city, once a major trade center for the spice, which is still grown in nearby Davutobasa village. Many of the wooden houses here are over 300 years old, and in 1994, the entire town was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, preserving its rich charm for future generations. Dream Open Air Museum, a sacred world in stone. In the heart of Cappadocia lies Dream National Park, home to the remarkable Dream Open Air Museum, a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1984. This unique complex features rock-hewn churches, chapels and monasteries, carved into the soft volcanic rock by early Christian settlers. Inside, vivid frescoes still cover the walls, telling stories of faith, devotion, and spiritual endurance. It's more than a museum. It's a living testament to the resilience of those who once carved their faith into stone. Pashabar Valley, the monks' hidden sanctuary. Also known as the Valley of the Monks, Pashabar is one of Cappadocia's most iconic landscapes, famous for its towering fairy chimneys. During times of conflict, Byzantine monks carved homes and chapels into the volcanic rock, turning this surreal valley into a place of solitude, meditation, and prayer. Some of these stone pinnacles rise over 10 meters high, forming a forest of stone unlike anything else in the world. Today, Pashabar remains one of the most popular places to witness Cappadocia's fusion of natural wonder and spiritual legacy. Ortehisar Castle, Fortress of the Forgotten. In the town of Ortehisar in Nevşehir province stands Ortehisar Castle, a fortress carved directly out of volcanic tuff, rising 86 meters above the valley. Unlike traditional castles, it has no external towers or walls. Its strength lies hidden inside, a maze of tunnels and rooms carved within the rock itself. Though its exact origins remain uncertain, traces of Byzantine and Ottoman influence can still be found. Legend says it was once home to Hibade, a Muslim saint who arrived with his 8 siblings from Uzbekistan in the 12th century. Nearby you'll find other rock-cut marvels like Uchisar and Ishak Pasha Castle, each with its own haunting beauty. Ancient city of Troy, where legend meets Earth Troy. One of the world's most iconic archaeological sites has a history stretching back over 4,000 years. Excavated in 1870 by Heinrich Schliemann, the ruins of Troy revealed a bridge between the ancient civilizations of Anatolia and the Mediterranean. The legendary Siege of Troy, told in Homer's Iliad, has inspired generations of writers, poets, and historians. Here, ancient walls, gates, and stone pathways remain remarkably preserved, offering a real glimpse into the Bronze Age. Unlike overdeveloped ruins, Troy retains its sense of mystery and authenticity, a silent echo of the clash between myth and history. Salim Monastery, a sacred carving in stone. For centuries, Salim Monastery has stood silently in the Cappadocian landscape, witnessing the rise and fall of empires. This remarkable structure, the largest rock-cut monastery in Cappadocia, houses a cathedral-sized church carved directly into volcanic tuff. Dating back to the 8th or 9th century, the monastery has been shaped by many civilizations: Hittites, Persians, Romans, early Christians, Byzantines, Seljuk Turks, and Ottomans all left their mark here. Inside, the church is divided into 3 chambers by 2 towering stone columns. Ancient frescoes, faded yet defiant, still cling to the walls, telling sacred stories that have survived centuries of wind, weather, and time. In the 10th and 11th centuries, Salim was transformed into a caravanserai, a refuge for traders and travelers along the Silk Road. Though abandoned in the 16th century, its towering walls, secret staircases, and crumbling corridors continue to echo with a history that stretches back thousands of years. Hagia Sophia, the soul of a city. Few buildings on Earth have witnessed as much history as Hagia Sophia, known in Turkish as Ayasofya. Built in 537 AD by Emperor Justinian I, it was the largest cathedral in the world for nearly 1,000 years. Its revolutionary dome changed the course of architecture forever, inspiring generations of builders across Europe and the Middle East. Hagia Sophia served as the center of the Eastern Orthodox Church until 1453, when the Ottomans captured Constantinople. They converted it into a mosque, adding minarets, Islamic calligraphy, and layers of history to its Christian roots. In 1935, it became a museum, opening its doors to millions from around the globe. And in 2020, it was reconverted into a mosque, though the upper floor remains a museum, preserving its Christian mosaics and architectural legacy. Hagia Sophia isn't just a building, it's the soul of Istanbul, layered with faith, conflict, beauty, and transformation. The Grand Bazaar, where the world comes to trade. Step into one of the world's oldest and busiest markets, the legendary Grand Bazaar of Istanbul. With more than 4,000 shops spread across 61 covered streets, it's a sprawling maze of color, sound, and energy. Every day, hundreds of thousands of people walk these halls to shop, to explore, or simply to feel the rhythm of a place that never lost its charm. Founded shortly after the Ottoman conquest of Constantinople, the Grand Bazaar began as a modest structure selling jewelry and textiles. By the 1600s, it had transformed into a vast commercial hub at the heart of the empire. Over centuries, it survived fires, earthquakes, and political shifts, yet remained intact, still pulsing with life. Even in a digital age, the Grand Bazaar draws people from every corner of the world, proving that the spirit of trade, tradition, and storytelling is timeless. Topkapi Palace, the seat of an empire. Topkapi Palace isn't just a landmark. It's where the Ottoman Empire came to life. For nearly 400 years, sultans ruled from this sprawling complex overlooking the Bosphorus. Built by Mehmed the Conqueror after taking Constantinople in 1453, it quickly became the political and ceremonial heart of the empire. With each new sultan, the palace expanded, its treasuries, council chambers, and the legendary harem hidden deep behind guarded walls. This is where decisions were made, alliances formed, and history written in whispers. 4 vast courtyards and countless smaller buildings made up the inner world of the palace. From royal feasts to secret meetings, life here was filled with drama, power, and intrigue. By the 1800s, the palace was slowly abandoned as sultans moved to newer waterfront residences. In 1924, it was converted into a museum, and today, visitors can walk through its courtyards and marvel at treasures like the Topkapi dagger and the glittering spoonmaker's diamond. Topkapi Palace is more than a museum, it's a living chronicle of empire, ambition, and splendor. Konyaaltı Beach, Antalya's coastal playground. Looking for sunshine, sea views, and a place that never slows down? Konyaaltı Beach in Antalya is one of the best places to enjoy it all. This 7-kilometer stretch is famous for its cool, deep waters and smooth pebbles rather than sand. Easily accessible from the city centre, it's a favourite for both locals and international visitors. From free public areas to private beach clubs, there's something for everyone. Whether you want to relax on a sunbed, sip a cold drink, or simply take in the view. With concerts, festivals, and community events happening throughout the year, Konyaaltı is more than just a summer spot. It's a year-round destination. From morning swims to evening strolls, Konyaaltı Beach brings people together, one wave at a time. Cappadocia, the soul of old Antalya. Cappadocia is the historic heart of Antalya, where the past meets the present in the most charming way possible. This walled city centre has been home to the Romans, Byzantines, Seljuks, Ottomans, and now modern Turks. Its streets are living reminders of a deeply layered history. The very name Cappadocia means inside the castle, a nod to the fortress walls that once protected the ancient city. Wander its cobbled lanes and you'll find buildings from many eras. Old Ottoman houses now turned into boutique hotels, cafes, and artful shops. Just beyond the streets lies a historic yacht harbour, dating back to Roman times, still filled with sailboats that bob gently in the turquoise water. Cappadocia is always full of life, but step into a quiet alley or watch the sun dip behind the marina, and you'll feel the echoes of centuries past still lingering in the air. Bodrum Castle, stones of glory and war. Over 600 years ago, a group of European knights began constructing a massive fortress on the tip of the Bodrum Peninsula. They used stones from one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world to build what is now known as Bodrum Castle. Originally constructed by the Knights Hospitaller, this formidable stronghold was built using materials taken from the ruins of the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus, an ancient tomb that once symbolized royal power and beauty. The Knights, members of the Order of St. John, called it the Castle of St. Peter. Strategically placed across from the Greek island of Kos, it served as a mainland base for Christian defense in the eastern Mediterranean. Centuries later, the castle fell to the Ottomans, who converted parts of it into a mosque, forever changing its identity. Today, Bodrum Castle stands not only as a fortress, but as a symbol of the shifting tides of power, faith, and history. Kayakoi, Turkey's forgotten village. Just south of Fethi, nestled in the mountains, lies Kayakoi, also known as the Ghost Village. Its haunting beauty comes from the hundreds of roofless, abandoned stone homes that cascade down the hillside. Once a peaceful, thriving community of Greek Orthodox Christians and Turkish neighbors, Kayakoi was emptied after World War I during the forced population exchange between Greece and Turkey. Since then, it has stood silent, a village of echoes, where the past still lingers in every stone and overgrown garden. Wander through its quiet paths, and you'll discover old churches, homes, and fig trees still growing where families once lived. Kayakoi's roots stretch back to ancient times when it was known as Karmilassos, a vibrant city now reclaimed by nature and memory. Though abandoned, it remains a powerful place, a monument to both peaceful coexistence and the deep scars of history. Butterfly Valley, a hidden canyon of wings. Nestled at the foot of Babadar Mountain, just 30 kilometers south of Fethi, lies Butterfly Valley, a 4-kilometer canyon that feels like a world of its own. With nearly 100 species of butterflies, the valley was discovered by nature lovers in the 1990s and is now a protected nature reserve. Though noise pollution from passing boats has thinned their numbers, a quiet visitor may still spot their delicate dance above the forest floor. Towering cliffs between 350 to 400 meters high frame the valley, which ends in a small, peaceful beach. Hiking, camping, and even scuba diving are popular here, making Butterfly Valley a paradise for eco-tourists and adventurers alike. Harran beehive houses, Earth's ancient architecture. In the windswept lands of southeastern Turkey, the beehive houses of Harran reveal ancient architectural wisdom. Built entirely from mud and clay, these structures have stood strong for over 3,000 years. Once a major hub along the ancient trade routes, Harran's unique domed houses keep cool in searing heat and warm during icy nights. Their ingenious design traps fresh air while releasing heat through a small opening at the top, a natural cooling system built by necessity and brilliance. Göcek, the tranquil jewel of the Aegean. Framed by green hills and clear blue waters, Göcek is a peaceful coastal town known for its luxury yacht marinas and island-dotted bays. With no high-rises in sight, thanks to its protected status, the shoreline is filled with cozy cafes, boutique hotels, and serene views. Take a boat to a hidden beach, swim in crystal waters, or just watch the sunset from a seaside cafe. Göcek is the perfect place to pause and breathe. Köprülü Canyon, nature's playground in stone located northeast of Antalya. Köprülü Canyon National Park stretches for 14 kilometers with towering cliffs, lush pine forests, and a shimmering river. A favorite for rafting and hiking, the canyon's rugged beauty has been protected since 1973. Its ancient stone bridge, crisp air, and dramatic landscapes make it one of southern Turkey's most unforgettable escapes into the wild. Antalya, where history meets the sea with golden beaches, turquoise waters, and mountains that meet the sky, Antalya is the shining heart of the Turkish Riviera. Once called Attaleia, it was founded in 200 BC by King Attalus II. Romans, Byzantines, Seljuks, and Ottomans all left their mark on the city. Waterfalls plunge into the sea, old streets twist through Kalatsi, and modern resorts stretch along the coast. With over 16 million visitors a year, Antalya isn't just beautiful, it's one of the most loved destinations on Earth. Banner Cathedral, ruins on a sacred hill. In eastern Turkey, atop a quiet hill, the Banner Cathedral stands in silent ruin. Built in the 600s and restored by a Georgian king in the 800s, it once hosted royal weddings and coronations. Though damaged by war and earthquakes, and even used as a fortress, part of its walls and one proud column still stand, surrounded by fallen stones that whisper of the grandeur once held here. Süleymaniye Mosque. Sinan's masterpiece, built in the 1500s by Mimar Sinan, the Süleymaniye Mosque was commissioned by Süleyman the Magnificent to be more majestic than any before it. Set atop Istanbul's third hill, it overlooks the Golden Horn. Sinan used columns from ancient ruins to support a massive dome inspired by the Hagia Sophia, creating a masterpiece of Ottoman architecture. Part of a larger complex, the mosque once included schools, a hospital, a public kitchen, and now houses the tombs of Süleyman and his beloved Hürrem Sultan. The story that never ends. From ancient cities carved into stone to waterfalls that leap into the sea, Turkey has a way of surprising you at every turn. You wander down narrow streets, you hear the call to prayer echo between centuries-old walls. Then you round a corner and find a scene straight out of a dream. Even in the quietest moments, something stirs. Maybe a breeze through olive trees. Maybe the clink of tea glasses in a shaded cafe. Some places whisper their stories. Turkey shares them freely, in every color, every step, every smile. And just when you think you've seen it all, another path appears, another view, another story waiting to be lived. So take your time, let it unfold. Because here, the journey never really ends. Thank you for coming along. See you in the next adventure.